Welcome back, guys. Right, we're on a different project today. We are not on the Corolla. The Corolla is also vacated into another room, but we'll get into that later on. We are actually on Dad's Comet. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but Dad actually owned this car. 2000, I think we brought it in 2017, 2018. I ran it in 2018, the first time they laid the new track at Santa Pod, and actually won in Sportsman ET. Which was pure luck because we never knew what the car was going to run and it was manual, so making it consistent was interesting. But yeah, we basically last year we bought it back. Dad missed the car and we went and found it and got it back, and we bought it from the guy who bought it from us, but it's since then got a bit tired. So we've got a bit of rust to sort out down here on the front bottom of the doors. And do this, we're going to get rid of all these 5-litre Mustang badges and Cobra badges which are on it because it's got a 302 in it. We're going to tastefully lower it. We're going to also do an X-pipe in the exhaust. There's a big list of jobs, but I won't bore you with it too much. I just thought I'd introduce you to the car and show you what it is if you've never seen the car before. So 1964 Mercury Comet, I think it's a 2+2, I think they call it, which is like the non-fastback roof style. And yeah, I've done some work on it in the past. Obviously we did some exhaust on it years ago, but we're going to try and make it better. We've got to make it perform to run 14.5 seconds or faster to run in the class he's going to run in. So let's get cracking on it. We'll get this rust done and then we can start getting on to the more important things and lowering it and getting more excited about stuff. So first job, we're going to grind all this completely down to bare metal here and here. We're going to get this wheel off as well. I'm going to see how bad that is, and we'll also grind this off as well. I'm trying not to take the door off, but if I have to, I will. And then we can see how bad or good it is and go from there. That was going to go. So yeah, the inner skin's got a bit rough as well. So what I'm going to do is I've obviously chopped these sections out. I'm actually going to chop this whole section out, and when I come to make this section, we'll copy the other side. So we'll get the other side somewhere near. We can get a template off the other side. Now I can do this side, and then when we go around the other side, we can use this as a template for that side. So let's get into it, and hopefully we won't find any worse than this. Right, new merch is in. there's a t-shirt with both of the Corollas on, celebrating 15 years in business. This is actually the 16th year, but it's a bit late. But so that's the t-shirt, and we've got the quality hoodies as well. So the best hoodies you can buy, really thick, with all the put your thumbs through the top, and fleece lined as well. So make sure you get onto the website, or if you want a special size for kids or anything, please message me and we can see what we can sort out and help support the channel. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so we know this is coming. So the plan is we've chopped all that out now. Like I say, I'm going to make a template of the other side to get the pattern right, but I'm also going to do the template of the other side anyway to get this pattern right. So we're going to bare metal this with a wire wheel in the grinder. Going to get that all completely bare metal, both sides on the inside as well. Yeah, we're going to have to tidy up in here. As you can see, it's got a bit yeah, it's got some underseal on there that's never really stuck. So yeah, we'll get this tidied up, cleaned, and then we'll chop this section out first, make a pattern off the other side, make this and weld it in, and we'll clean up here, and then once we get that welded in, we can etch prime that both sides, and then we can start making this outside panel. And you can see I've cut it to a curve here. You'll know a reason why when I come to it. There's also a little dent here, which I'm going to try and push out while I can get in there. So it looks quite a strong dent, so I don't know what's hit that in the past. But the rest of the rear quarter looks okay. So let's get on to it. It's got to be done. Let's do it properly. So we made a template of that section. All I did was go around the other side and rub it all over the car. You can kind of see the little edge that I put in, and yeah, so that's given me the overall shape. And then I've offered it in and wedged it in between the two panels, and then got a mark pen on the inside of it and to draw that out. So let's get that cut. We're gonna add a bit more to this edge so we can have a folded lip. So it will have a little bit of a lip, not much because we need to put a big tyre in there, but just enough to give it some shape and keep it in the characteristic of what it should be. So let's get onto that. Right, so we've been running this piece of metal through the tipping die. You can kind of see that I've put the pattern in it. I've left a bit too much material on, so obviously that oil won't be as deep. But it's giving you the right curve here so it can join to this panel. And then we're going to fold this one over a bit more. We're going to tip this right over. Once this is tipped right over at 90, this is going to want to try and basically curve in. So we'll have to stretch this panel so it will allow it to go around at 90. And then we've got a return edge then to go into there. So once we've got that somewhere near, we should be okay, and then we can start doing the outside one. We'll get that somewhere near, and then we can tack it all in. That's one bit done. We'll get it in epoxy or etch primer, and yeah, go from there. You have to ignore me, I sound a bit bunged up, I'm a bit ill, I'm coming down with something, but got to keep going. Nice and warm in here as per normal. So yeah, let's get this tipped over, and then we can throw it in and go. Oh, it's after a bit more shaping. We put a bit more of an edge on here and hammered it into shape, and then this actually shrunk this bit up, so this curve actually come round too much. So we stretched this back out, shrunk this to bring this back out, and then we basically just tacked it in. So I'm going to fully weld that in now, And once that's completely in, we can start dressing it up and getting it down in this bottom corner better. And then we can basically start moving on to the outside panel. So it's coming on quite well. Right, so we've got that all welded in. As you can see, going to try and get it all cleaned up now. I'm going to weld in a little piece in here as well, which I'll probably quickly do before I start cleaning it, and then we'll clean it up into the inside of here. So yeah, it's coming on quite well, and then we can start doing this outside panel, which I'm probably going to do bigger than this to start with, so we can use the actual car to shape off and get to the other side, and then we can get that welded in too, and hopefully this side will be sorted then, and then we can work onto the doors. Obviously you've seen I got all the other side in etch primer now. I started making a template, and you can see here I'm trying to get the contour right, and I've also been around the other side and trimmed this. But you can also see I've taken a bit of the curve, you know what I mean, I've taken a bit more of the curve out, because on that other panel that I did, it actually shrunk up because of the shape I put into it. So I thought if I make it this shape, in theory this bit will shrink back up when I start bringing that curve in there, because obviously there's a bit of a curve in here and quite a significant curve here, and then we'll have to blend it out. So I've cut that template ready, and then what we're going to do first is I'm actually going to, because you won't be able to get in here to weld, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a piece up probably about 10 mil high and weld it from this side through into there, and then we've got something to put this panel to. So I think that plan's going to work out quite well. It's because the sills on 60s American Fords, Mercury, Lincoln, that type of thing, are all made in galvanised or dipped in galvanised. So the sills are very rarely rusty on some in the 60s, as you can see from this, because at the end of the day the arch is gone, but the sill's still there. So we're going to put that little lip on, and then we'll start to cut out a bigger piece than we need to, and then we'll start doing the stretching and the tipping, and then we can get it like into shape. So yeah, hopefully, well, this should be done in one day. I've been a bit delayed today, but we'll see how we get on. We can try and get it somewhere near today, even if it's just tacked in, and then I can move on to the door and go from there. But let's see how we get on. Right, you can see from tipping it that it's actually come into a bit of shape, but we need to put a curve in there. So I'm hoping this will work. I'm going to experiment with it basically, and I'm going to run this edge on the edge of here, and hopefully that'll put a bit of a curve in there for us. So let's see if that works. I'm experimenting just as much as everybody else, so I'm thinking it should work once I find the pedal. So let's see what happens. Put a bit more pressure on it, I think. See how that's looking. It's made a quite a definitive edge, so we'll have to probably work over it a little bit and bring it back. Maybe a bit more, apply a bit more pressure, and it will gain the shape a bit better. So let's try that. that's better. Put a bit more pressure on it this time from the bead roller and my hands. Let's see if this works. And then obviously the panel actually goes off here, so just take the pressure off and hopefully that's done something. Yeah, it's getting there now. See, it's put a bit of shape in it. Might be a bit too much, but we can shape that up after, and then I can dress this bit out because obviously there's a step in there now. And then so yeah, we'll get the English wheel in there, give it a bit of flattening out, and then hopefully we run this back through the tipping die, and then that will give us a bit more shape again. Starting to take a bit of shape in there now. I'm going to try and get this bit out, and then we'll try it onto the car and see what it wants, which way it wants to go. We're probably going to have to do some shrinking here to bring a bit of shape into it, but we'll see what it wants first. Right, so we've got a nice bit of shape into it. We've still got to do a little bit more. I have realised that the inner arch shape is slightly wrong, so what I'll show you what I mean. But that's fine because it's in the car now. See, if I put that on, that is bang on. Like, that is, I mean, you can't, there you go, bit of an angle. That's bang on. I'm happy with that. So that's complete mirror image outside arch, right? So that's basically ready to go in. But after offering it up onto here, this is slightly wrong here, look. So what I'm going to do, as it's in the car, I can dress this back. So I'm going to put a die in behind and basically hit this corner, and then we'll get it to this black line, and then we know that that's going to fit over the top, and then we can get it cut, get it welded in, and then hopefully this side will be completely done, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Right, so we trimmed that and got it into shape. I actually take a little bit more material off actually than I thought, but I'm glad I did to put the shape in because that curve has come back nicely and it's kind of looking as it should be. Blending in quite well. There's a bit of dressing here and there got to be done, but we're going to tack it. We've tacked it in and ground off the tacks for now. And then what we've done is I've started drilling inside here. We're going to plug weld it in here and get them two lips together, and then we can grind that edge back nicely. And we'll probably check it along here as well. I might even have to weld these lips together because I'm pretty sure that where they've been cut before, someone's not welded it. So the next plan is we're going to we'll do the plug welds, get the rest of the panel welded in, and we're going to finish off a bit at the end of the sill, and there's a piece I've got to put in here, and then we'll move on to the door. So let's get on to it.